Hello. J Nell here real quick with a quick little recap on Bellator 264's main event and then a couple of other things in MMA news that I want to touch on just real quick. First off, I did make a pick. Like I said, you have to follow me everywhere, so let's do that real quick. Please follow me everywhere. On Snapchat, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all the platforms will be down there below in the description. Also, please go ahead and like, subscribe, share the video, please comment down below, and I thank you for your continued support. So now to get all that out of the way, because I did make a last minute pick for Bellator 264, the main event, because like I said, I'm trying to make sure I do more MMA, especially title fights. So this happened this past Friday. I got this pick. I chose middleweight champion Gegard Mousasi to beat, I'm about to call him Greg Salters, and I have no idea where that Greg came from. John Salters. He beat him in the third round. First round actually went to John, though. He's just the one that got his offense working first. He actually landed some nice shots that were that landed cleanly. He was pressing the pace. I believe if he took him down, it was one of those where he took him down, he popped back up. There was no significant takedowns in that first round. In the second round, however, Gegard actually started to get his offense going on the feet, started to land more shots on the feet pretty much for like the first half of that round. And then Salters actually did take him down. He wasn't able to do too much before Gegard actually reversed the position, landed on top, and then he actually rained down some serious ground and pound. It was a save by the bell sort of situation. Third round, a little bit more of the same. I believe it was John who got him down again, but Gegard this time quickly reversed the situation and ground and pounded him out until the TKO. He had him covered up, whole nine. Ref stopped the fight. Good stoppage. Good TKO victory for Mousasi. This is his second time holding the Bellator middleweight championship. His next fight is already, I forgot to get the man's name. I'm so sorry. He's undefeated. Right now, he has his arm in a little brace. He's coming back from injury, but that's supposed to be his next fight. Someone give me the name. I'm so sorry about that. Bellator has been stepping their game up lately. This was a nice little event as well. Good fight for, good win for Gegard Mousasi. And again, let me know about your predictions for his next upcoming event and any other things you want to talk about that entire event, main event or co-main event and on down. Please go ahead. Oh, we had like a heavyweight finish the fight in a couple of seconds. There was actually some good fights. Stoltz versus the Russian cat. He actually managed to get that victory. Again, I saw the whole thing, but I didn't make picks on the whole thing. I only made picks on the main event there. So go ahead and talk to me about the entire event, because again, Bellator stepping their game up. It was a good event. Now, in MMA news, I want to talk real quick on BKFC, bare knuckle fighting championships. And it's just, again, I keep saying it, I know, but I mean, I got introduced to boxing from my dad when I was a kid, like Tyson era. We're talking like 6 or whatever. Followed up through there, got into MMA kind of on my own, but also through cousins. I have a cousin who's a black belt in Taekwondo, another one in karate, another one who actually is an amateur heavyweight champion boxing. So with their influence, plus like finding IFL, Elite XC and stuff like that, late night, Saturday nights, randomly flipping through channels. So I kind of got into MMA on my own with my cousins as well. So that's how I crossed over. But again, never did I ever think bare knuckle boxing has been around the entire time, if not before then, right? So the whole time bare knuckle boxing, I've actually known some people who participated in underground fighting before, and it's bare knuckle. Yeah, maybe I'll get into those stories at some point. But so I've always been aware and familiar with bare knuckle fighting. But again, to see it on a major platform, putting on big events with whole cards of fighters that I know already, whether they be MMA fighters coming over or boxers, whatever, this is wild to me. Wild. So let's talk about the two latest signing and a possible. The first is Chad Mendes. Chad Mendes, I'm sure you already heard about it. He signed a multi-fight deal with bare knuckle fighting. He said that the money was right. So apparently they're paying. I don't know if they're paying better than the average UFC fighter. We're talking mid-card, low-card fighter, prelim fighter. I don't know what the contracts are looking like. It seems like they're shorter contracts. We know the UFC likes to do long contracts, so that's what makes it difficult as well. But Chad Money Mendes, they said he said they're giving him the money. He's still under contract with the UFC. He had actually retired, but then, you know, got that old feeling again. He also had some issues, of course, with the PED infractions. Still under contract. The UFC allowed him to do this. Apparently, he has a great relationship with them. So, yeah, Chad Mendes is going to be doing some bare knuckle fights. He said he always wanted to box. So give me your thoughts on this. These are real names. And Chad Money Mendes, he's always been in like the top 5 in the bantamweight division, period. He's always been one of the best in the world. So again, this is just kind of, I'm here for it. Boxing has left such avoid. I mean, they've really, really they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. You've got all this Trilla. You've got all these celebrity fights gonna come back. They've always had celebrity charity fights and stuff before. And now you've got bare knuckle coming in to fill a void. You got MMA expanding. This is getting interesting. And also, Diego Sanchez, as we know, he's no longer with Fabia. And the owner of the FC, I forget his name, he said that he's just waiting to make sure that Diego clears all of the medical tests. He was actually quite frank about it. He was like, with the history that we've seen with the previous coach and the unnecessary damage then, plus all of the years of fighting that Diego has anyway, he was like, we just want to make sure he passes all of our physicals, because I think that they know, being bare knuckle, if they have any issue with like fighter injury or, you know, possible, you know, passing quickly after the fight or anything like that, I think they know they're sunk, right? People are kind of looking for a reason to jab at them. So I think, you know, he's like, we got 8 doctors for Diego. Either way, so once he clears, old boy said that he will be fighting with bare knuckle as well. So again, let me know your thoughts on BKFC. Did you ever really think that you would see it on this type of a platform? It's not mainstream yet, but this is the most mainstream I've ever seen it. Let me know what you think about these recent signings. Have you watched any of the recent events with knowing these people on the cards, especially if you're an MMA fan, you've known these people on these cards. So let me know just in general what you think about this rising of bare knuckle fighting. It's just still floors me. Also, you got the next Triller event coming up. We'll just go ahead and talk. Actually, you know, I'll do a prediction for that, since I guess I'll go ahead and do a prediction for it. The Woodley versus Little Paul. All right, last but definitely not least, I just wanted to say Jacare Souza announced his retirement. And just real quick, Jacare is actually one of my fighters. I think he's a beautiful Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, 4th degree black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, 1st degree black belt in Judo. He was Strikeforce middleweight champion. He has 15 World Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu medals, gold and silvers. I think I only saw like, did I even see a bronze? All I saw was mostly golds and silvers. 15 medals. He has way too many Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world competitions wins for me to count. It's just like he fought middleweight, light heavyweight. Again, Jacare Souza, Ronaldo Souza is his name, but Jacare the Gator. And again, just one of the fighters that I really loved. I did want to see him become, I think he got to the UFC a little bit too late, you know, but again, those of us who know that Strikeforce was legit. So the simple fact that he became middleweight champion there is enough for, again, those of us who are in the know. So yeah, 41 years old. He's had a great career. He's a lot older in fight years, because especially these last few times he's taken a lot of damage. So I totally get why he's stopping at this point. And yeah, let me your thoughts on Jacare Souza, if any memorable fights, anything on his career. And yeah, thank you, Jacare. Thank you. And just real quick, lastly, about the Olympics, I did say I was going to talk a little bit more about the Olympics that just passed, and just about MMA. As we know, they added karate. There's talks of them adding other MMA art forms, and there's kind of there's too many. You can't add like 100 different, how many boxings are there? Thai boxing, European boxing, you know what I mean? Like Muay Thai boxing. How many boxings are there? So you can't add everything. So I think eventually they're going to have to add MMA. So what are your thoughts on that? Should they add MMA? I know there's already been petitionings and things in the works for that. How soon? But yeah, do you think they can just keep adding arts, or they're eventually going to have to add MMA? And if they do so, here's one of the things I just wanted to say about all the combat sports. I think that the medal rounds should be full contact. I understand that through the tournament, you can't have full contact because people are getting broken up, and you're going to end up with like 2 alternates and someone who lost a preliminary round in the medal rounds, and that's not going to be it. So yes, have the whatever point system you have to work out, because I was watching a little bit of the karate too. It's the same thing. It's not full contact. It's not a full sparring session. It's to show technique and skill. So for the tournament part, have that system. Same thing with boxing. But when it gets to the medal rounds, you've got the 4 brackets, the 2 winners, they're going for the gold. Have that be full contact. The 2 losers here, they're going for that bronze. Have it be full contact. Have it be a full-on fight. They need to do this with boxing. They need to do it with karate. If they add MMA, with all of it. Have the medal rounds be full contact. Make it a real fight. And just think about how into it. First off, boxing, because of all the issues that they've had with the boxing, it should be more of a fan favorite than it is, but there's been so many issues because of the judging. They make this full contact. Just imagine how hype those arenas are going to be when you have this country versus this country. it would be crazy. And I think it would really add a lot of interest back into Olympic boxing, Olympic combat sports, period. Wrestling's good. Wrestling's all, where it's at. But as far as the other ones, like I said, the karate and stuff, the judo, all of that, I think the medal rounds should be full contact, a real fight. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. If you could do that, because you have fighters who participated in a short tournament, so maybe physically that's hard to, but everyone's been through that, right? So let me know your thoughts on that. If they should just keep adding separate art forms, or go ahead and get that MMA in there. And again, talk to me about Jacare, about Bare Knuckle Fighting FC, of course, Bellator 264. And it'd be nice to see fighters from different organizations start to do co-promotion events. I understand you don't want to do that with your champions, because if they lose, it takes them down a notch. But take a premier fighter. You got, Anthony Rumble Johnson. Let's say like Yoel Romero, who's not in that tournament. Put him against a light heavyweight that's in one championship or something like that. A premier fighter from your organization going against each other. Not necessarily your champion, so you don't have to mess that up, right? So I think, it's time for something like that. I don't know, but I do see how a lot of people are like, man, I wish we could see Gegard Mousasi against a little bit higher competition. I get that. All right, go ahead. Like I said, please follow me on all platforms. I do appreciate the continued support. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.